Hey everybody, Zach Terlier with the TNT team of RE/MAX Central. Today we're outside Canadian Mortgage Professionals. Recently I've been getting a lot of questions in relation to this first-time homebuyers incentive that's being offered by the Government of Canada. So today we're going to go inside, we're going to have a chat with Bob Reeder, who's a mortgage professional. He's going to give you guys a little bit better understanding of what this mortgage incentive is all about. I'm sitting with Bob Reeder at Canadian Mortgage Professionals. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about this first-time homebuyers incentive?
Well, the government's initiated a program for first-time homebuyers to try and offset, I think, the stress test situation and making it more difficult to qualify. This allows people to access 5% for existing homes and 10% of the down payment for brand new homes as a second mortgage registered against the title. The government will not require payment until the house is sold or the loan is paid off. Then the government's required to requires the seller to establish value of the property. Now, if it's sold through a licensed realtor, of course, the value will be determined then. However, if somebody just gets a bunch of money and decides to pay it off, I mean, it's going to cost something to establish the value of the property at that time independently.
So tell me a little bit more about the qualifying criteria of this type of mortgage, because this is new information. I think it's still a little bit uncertain exactly how this is going to get rolled out, but from what we know right now, what does someone need to do in order to qualify for this type of mortgage?
Well, they've put some limits on the qualifying income, and it can be a maximum $120,000 per year combined family income.
Right, per household.
Per household, yeah. $120,000 maximum. Now, each lender has their threshold on qualifying percentage of income that can be utilized. So the government does have a maximum for that too.
Okay. And so I was reading the other day, I think they'll give you a 5% down payment up to a certain amount. So if you're going to buy $1 million home, they're not going to give you 5% of the purchase price. So it does cap off at a certain rate, which I believe was $480,000. So they'll lend you 5%, correct me if I'm wrong,
yep.
For a resale home up to $480,000. And then if you're purchasing a new home from a builder, then my understanding is the government will give you up to 10%.
Yep. Right? Absolutely. Yeah, there's some. It's not quite as clear as it should be at this point. I think they're going to be coming out with some more information here in September prior to launch.
Well, they're probably concerning themselves with the election coming up in October, which is probably why this was launched in the first place. But this could make sense for a lot of buyers that are looking to get into the market that might not have or be able to qualify for a certain amount.
Yeah, I think there's an advantage in that it does lower the monthly payment a little bit. It's not super significant,
right?
But nonetheless. It might reduce the amount of the insurance premium that's applied. The insurance premium is applied in 5% increments, and at 5% down, it's around 4%. At 3% down, or 10% down, it's around 3%.
Right.
So that full percentage point of the mortgage amount would be equivalent to, on a $300,000 mortgage, be equivalent to like $3,000 savings in the premium.
Now, one of the things that I was a little bit concerned about when I was driving over here, and I was thinking about some questions today, was the timing involved in this, meaning you're already going to have to meet with a mortgage professional, someone like yourself, to get pre-qualified for a mortgage. But my understanding is that you also have to apply with the government to get this incentive, and we don't know how long that's going to take, right? So will that delay or potentially inhibit buyers' opportunity to purchase a home, because we don't know the timeline on how long it takes the government to approve something like this?
If they are really intent on initiating this program, the buyers,
right?
We can go through the qualifying criteria and let them know exactly what they need to provide to qualify for the financing.
Right.
However, we do not initiate, or any lending institution does not initiate this program. It has to be done by the buyer directly with the government. So we have no idea how long that bureaucratic nightmare is going to take.
Yeah. So that's something to consider. So I guess just in closing here, what would be some of the advantages and disadvantages to this type of program?
Well, the advantages, there might be the cost savings in the insurance premium, a small reduction in the monthly payment.
Right. It was negligible from what I saw.
It's not a ton.
Right.
So, you're having somebody register as a second mortgage, the government registering as a second mortgage on your title. There'd be additional legal costs in that. Discharging the mortgage, there's going to be additional legal costs in that. I mean, quite frankly, I don't know if there's going to be a huge advantage.
I don't think, just from what I know, I don't know that there's going to be a large demand for this type of incentive, but it'll be interesting to see as time goes on if they tweak this a little bit to make a little bit more sense for people. So I think that's enough for now, but if anybody has any more questions, then certainly feel free to reach out to myself or Bob, and we'd be happy to help you out.
Thanks.